I have my cousin, my mom, my cousin, my aunt, and my dad. How would you feel if someone used excess force on you plus psychological intimidation for no apparent reason, just because you were standing somewhere? Today I would like to talk to you first of the need to stop police brutality in our area, second, how you yourself can fight for the cause, and lastly, how you can inspire others with your soon-to-be-learned knowledge of the issue. I was first inspired by the movie Straight Outta Compton. I felt so enraged at the sight of such racism and discrimination that imagine being thrown on the ground and beaten for simply walking home just because you had on a hoodie or because you looked suspicious. A victim of such brutality could be you. It's crazy the amount of cases that have risen due to the injustice brought upon our nation from those who are supposed to be helping us. So-called law enforcement actually bringing us down rather than helping us. It's really incredibly sad. I'll begin to explain to you how significant this change in our communities should be. People around the world, but also people right here in Central Florida, have been victims of police brutality. The problem is that there are many police officers in our area that need better training and need to build a stronger relationship with our community. That would be a good start, building a strong relationship. However, there's much more to be done with this issue. Disrespectful police happen day in and day out. So to stop them, we the people, should weed out any police officers who show any harm to us for no reason. We shouldn't take these threats lightly. Too many police are being let go and not punished for their injustices. Instead of state officials being the ones who decide whether or not police officers should be punished or not, we the people should come together and vote them out. Poor kids like Zachary Hammond, who was shot and killed in a marijuana sting, need justice. He was unarmed, and the officer was just let go. Imagine if it was your child being shot for no reason by a police officer. This is how you can really make a difference, starting on a smaller scale. You can talk to your friends and family about creating a petition to be able to inform state officials what you have seen and what you can do about a police officer who has made you or someone in your family or someone around you victim of police brutality. They will be involved in the fact that once they have signed, they will be aware of the issue. They will be able to tell everyone they know as well about the issue. Acting now will venture America into a better nation by improving our enforcement systems everywhere. Like I said, starting small will spread out eventually and lead to a greater nation. Meaning, if we act upon this injustice, soon the law will catch up to our needs, and we will most definitely make a change. Create banners and posters to put around your community, places that people will actually see them. Places like colleges, places like health offices, anywhere that people will actually have exposure to the posters and banners. Let's stop the brutality now. Efforts to stop brutality will help save thousands of lives each and every day. If we act today, we will end a decline in trust toward citizens of everywhere. When a police department is perceived as brutal by the community, it really erodes the relationship between community and police officers. If citizens don't trust the police, they could be less likely to call them for help, choosing instead to take the law into their own actions, like we've seen many different times. Or they might even not supply the police officers with really important information that could lead to a successful crime. When they investigate the crime, if you don't tell them the information, then they won't be able to solve the case. If we act today, we could end the torture of all innocent victims. According to the Student National Medical Association, victims of police brutality suffer physical and psychological consequences similar to those suffered by victims of random crimes and assaults. These include psychological effects such as acute stress disorders, post-traumatic stress disorders, and as well as physical injuries of all kinds when they tase you, when they beat you with their what's it called?
Yes. Stick.
These consequences have negative effects on every aspect of the victim's life, and even those around him or her. Not showing efforts can lead to more and more officers thinking that it's okay what they're doing. Excess, this is a quote, excess is in the eyes of the beholder, says William Terrell, a former police officer and professor of criminal justice at Michigan State. To one officer, objectively reasonable means that if you don't give me your license, I get to use my hands. And in another town, it can mean I could pull you through your car and I can tase you. How ridiculous does that sound? We have to make a definition of what is reasonable force for the officers, us the people, not state officials. If we don't act upon this as well, more and more lives will be taken and no justice will be served. Only 1 out of every 3 accused cops are convicted nationwide, while the conviction rate for civilians is literally double that. In Chicago, the numbers are even more skewed. There are 10,000 abused victims filing complaints against the Chicago PD. And you want to know how many were actually resolved? Only 19. As you can easily see, joining forces with people like myself and your community is one of the best decisions you can do. It will finally stop police brutality and spread the word of crimes delivered by law enforcement. How you can create a petition to be included in the decision-making regarding punishments toward these vicious people yourself, and how you can inspire others to join in the fight. Again, what if it were you being pulled over for things like you look like you were up to no good, or you shouldn't be walking out at nighttime? Those are things that everyday people do, but people are judged by their race and by anything. I'm going to leave you with just one quote said by Martin Luther King Jr. in 1966. "The law cannot make a man love me, but it can restrain him from lynching me," and I think that's pretty important also. Meaning, if we don't act now, getting ourselves involved with speaking to state officials, speaking to whoever is in charge of the police department, change will not happen. So it's very important that we all come together as one.